It's race day yet again in the Nasser NR2003 offline series of racing. Today it's going to be the Cup Series taken to the field at Kyalami, and this will be the Citizen 202. It's going to be a total of 82 laps with the Cup guys contesting it. Starting on the front row, we've got Howard Schuler alongside Tristan Reams. Then you've got Louis Trost and John Roman, Tyler Shangle and Will Power, Jacob Shangle and Guido Piano, Rick Quick and Atlee Weiss, Kellen Relic and Bob Leader, Scott Dixon and Justin Daytu, Roger Lutz and Greg Forian, Cam Jordan and Tyler Aspinall. Tim Cording had a rough day at the trucks with the trucks yesterday, looking to get some redemption here in the Cup Series. He was actually racing against Ewan What Army, who's still in the running order somewhere in the back there. Then you got Aaron Rapp along with Chris Hergeson and Danny Litowitz, Clyde Coker and Alexander Rossi, Ewan What Army and Kara Carl. Kara Carl. Then you got Amp Me Person and Al Bunch, Mitchell Gobea and Alan Taylor, Dalton Scott and Jimmy Johnson, Liz Shangle and Justin Roman, Austin Mullins and Monty Shangle, Jack Ross and Skylar Dixon, Michael LeBeau and Nelson Chacon, and at the very back of the field you've got Chaz Chadwick and Ryan Blaney. We've definitely seen some exciting racing here at Kyalami in the last couple days, and I'm willing to wager that the Cup Series is not going to disappoint for us.
How quick the commitment line comes up on you into turn 2 there. Don't let him speed because it's a short box right there. Second was on the green flag, wear him out. Even if he says he understands, keep wearing him out to pit.
Off to the early lead here is Tristan Reams as Howard Schuler settles into second. John Roman up to third. Louis Trost up to fourth. And then you got Will Power there in the top five, fresh off of his win at Daytona. He's looking to try and get his name back in contention for the championship here in the Sylvania Cup Series. And as we're racing back to the line, we are under caution right now. It didn't even take one whole lap before we had a caution. Looks like perhaps someone in this trio back here must have been the ones involved in the wreck. Oh, yep, there you go. As you can see, Ryan Blaney tries to cut inside, making it 3 wide. This collects Michael LeBeau and Nelson Chacon. So early race chaos already. Oh, and there we had another contact where Chadwick got into the 48. The only thing that changed is we've got faster vehicles here with the Cup cars. These Cup cars get way faster than the Busch cars or the trucks for that. And I think what we're seeing here so far today is going to be a product of that faster pace that these cars are going to carry. As everyone gets bunched back up here, going to keep an eye and make sure none of them slam into the back of one another. This is going to make for a long 82 lap race if this is how soon we're going to have cautions coming out here. And with some pointers from a few other people, I am gonna implement the green-white checkers now so that it'll be up and functional. This should give us enough. There we go. As long as they complete lap 3, we can initiate green-white checker and it'll be active towards the end of the race if need be. As the field gets double filed back up here, going back to green on lap 4. A few drivers' days have been affected early on in this one after that first wreck, first caution that we had there. Front row still remains the same as where they started. Howard Schuler and Tristan Reams. Then you got Louis Trost and John Roman. Guido Piano decently up in the top 10 there, as well as Atlee Weiss now up to 8. And they're back off and rolling. the ever so chaotic turn one that they come flying on into here. We never know how it's going to turn out. So you can see Guido Piano cuts deep inside to get that inside line. This gives him a good run, getting by Louis Tross, perhaps even going to get by Howard Schuler here for position. Stuck on the high side now. This is going to be a trial for him as he settles back in front of Louis Trost. It's kind of interesting. Our last road course that we went to at Brands Hatch was won by Tristan Reams' teammate of Alexander Rossi. So it's kind of neat to see the Arrow McLaren teammate doing good here today. Tristan Reams, rookie in the series. Alexander Rossi is a championship under his belt back in 2017 in Sylvania Cup. But it seems like Arrow McLaren has good stats on this track for Tristan Reams to be out there leading this early. John Roman has a very huge winless streak in the series, dating back all the way to 2012. And everything continues to change year to year that, we might finally see someone break one of those big winless streaks. Myself included. It's really neat to see John Roman with a good run early on here. Fastest lap, by far faster than even the Trucks and Busch series, a 1:17.5. Pales in comparison, our Trucks and Busch couldn't get much faster than a 1:18 around here. Got a couple green flag lap run here as they kind of get settled in. Third, Howard Schuler. Up to fourth, Guido Piano. Louis Tross settles into fifth. Tyler Schengle up to sixth. Will Power in seventh. Atlee Weiss in eighth. Bob Leader in ninth. And then you have Rick Quick in 10th. Jacob Schengle in 11th. Greg Forian in 12th. Justin Day2 in 13th. Kellen Relic in 14th. And Tyler Aspinall rounding out your top 15. This is one of the exclusive starts that Al Bunch had marked on his calendar here in the Cup Series. Hoping to get some valuable experience and time on track with these guys. Mid-pack, and he's running right there with our last road course winner, Alexander Rossi, right behind him. So if there's anyone that could show him the ropes, it may as well be him, who's already won on a road course this year. Rossi with a bit of a run. He might make a move here on entry into turn one. And perhaps not this time, as Al Bunch maintains the position on him. But Rossi's trying to push the envelope. Wants to make a pass and get by him. Whoa, and Rossi got loose there and had to recover, allowing Al Bunch to kind of cruise away from him for the time being. That kind of bunched everyone up behind them as Alan Taylor and Chris Hergeson are fighting for position. Ewan What Army is made up a few spots, I'd say, it seems like. Monty Schengle has got his work cut out for him today, all the way at the back of the field here. This might very well be what the rest of the field ordered. They need Monty to relinquish some of that points lead that he's got. And with a run like this today, if he struggles, that'll give someone an opportunity to catch up to the points lead. Four consecutive wins for Monty. That's a new record here in the Cup Series. We just saw that record in the Busch Series last year too, with Al Bunch winning 4 straight at the end of the year. And so that's kind of your that's your reference point in the series. Is if you can get 4 wins in a row, you're putting yourself in some rare air there. And that's like having 7 championships in the NASCAR Cup Series kind of status. Very few people can claim to say that they have that stat. Wow. Yeah, look at, they are turning 115s now. Guido Piano with the fastest lap so far at a 115.1. Even though this race is longer in distance, these guys are flying and roughly about 3 seconds a lap faster than the other underling series. That's putting a lap down here at Kyalami. This long green flag run is allowing for Tristan Reams to totally stretch his lead out on the rest of the field. As you can see here, pictured is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and Tristan Reams is nowhere near this group running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm thinking Guido Piano's going to be the fun one to watch here with the fastest laps being turned. He's just having to wait and find his opportunity to make a pass on the drivers in front of him. And if he can get past these two guys, then he'll be hunting down the leader. It seems that Ramsey is out on a Sunday cruise on a Thursday, as his lead has grown exponentially all the way up to nearly 5 seconds now. Guido Piano still holds the fastest time, but they are currently running the wear on these tires, and they have not been able to match those fast laps that they have turned. This may very well be more so a follow the leader style race than what the other two. Well, the Busch race was a follow the leader ordeal, and we got to witness some pit strategy. Oh, and just as I'm trying to talk down the race here, might have some passing action. Even if it's follow the leader, we can still look forward to some of the pit strategies that's going to change the running order. Example, let's see where Monty's still running, if he's made up any spots. Nope, he is still running 36, so he's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to catch up and get anywhere near the lead of the field. Since the initial wreck and caution at the beginning of the race, we've gone on strong for 14 laps without a caution now. It's a pretty lengthy green flag run. Longer than most of the green flag runs that we saw in the truck race yesterday. That one was a wreck fest, for lack of better explanation. It was definitely exciting, even though we had a lot of crashes and carnage. It was a good race through and through. The spectator cam gives you just the perspective you need to see how far out in the lead that Tristan Reams is. He just exited your screen right center, and these guys trying all they can to catch back up to him. We're setting a pace right now worthy of potential green flag pit stops. Still, a caution could come out any time and force everyone to pit under caution, but we're definitely setting a good race pace here and could make us go pretty quickly if we don't have any cautions. We're already at lap 19 of 82, which is just shy of a quarter of the way through the race. And to get to the quarter mark, we've really only spent about 25 minutes racing, so could be a quick road course race today, guys. Reams' lead continues to grow as it's now up to a 6.6 second lead. Almost seems unfair with the advantage that he has on the rest of the field. If you took Reams off the track, we would have a pretty tight battle for the front of the field. As you can see here, John Roman would be holding off Howard Schuler, Guido Piano, Louis Trost, and Will Power. But that is not the case, obviously. Also fun, the next race on the schedule tomorrow will be North Wilkesboro. And I don't know if we've seen very many short track races yet this year. The only one we really saw was Phoenix. And that's debatable whether it's a short track or it's 1 mile. So, I mean, it is classified as a short track, but it's not the same style of racing that you see at the under mile. Like, half mile, 3/4. And we just saw there as Guido Piano got by Howard Schuler, putting him now up to 3rd. If Guido Piano can get by John Roman here and have that free track open in front, he might be able to run down the leader. Even with the tire wear off, they are still turning a 116. It's definitely faster than Busch and Truck. It's crazy how much faster these guys are here. Yeah, right there. Tristan Reams was carrying 195 miles an hour into turn 1. Usually, the trucks were only carrying about 180. Busch Series maybe about 185, but Sylvania Cup Series cars are flying around this track. No restrictor plates, and almost makes for kind of a super speedway of a road course because they do not have very many slow technical turns. This may very well be the more technical section right about here, making that sharp left and then this sharp S hook here. And you got to execute that just right. We've seen a lot of mistakes being made there where drivers get loose trying to carry too much speed into that S. Coming out of here, and you've got one of the longest, fastest straights that a road course probably has to offer. I can only imagine the speeds an F1 car would get up to today on a track like this. It would be pretty bonkers crazy how fast they get up going down that hill. That hill adds to the speed. It allows the car to carry more momentum. And there's been talk that they might try to bring back the South African Grand Prix in F1. Still, it's slated for as soon as 2024 if they get it all worked out. I'm assuming the track still has some safety regulations that they have to adjust and fix to make it ready for modern racing. Maybe not as much as you'd think, because they've already ran MotoGP and other things there recently. So the track's been modernized and it's hosted races in the last couple years. Louis Trost on the inside of Howard Schuler there. I hit the wrong camera button. As we can see, Louis Trost has got the inside line here as they're going to be running down the front straight. Howard cuts back in front of him. And this is going to be if Louis Trost will outbrake him going into turn 1 or if he's just going to settle back behind him. Looks like he's going to settle right back in line. In the meantime, Will Power's going to try to make a pass on him. Tristan Reams' lead has now grown to nearly 9 seconds over John Roman. .82-second lead over John Roman, and Guido Piano's still trying to get that second spot taken away. And as we're completing our 24th circuit around the track, there really hasn't been a lot of drama so far. Here in the 202-mile rendition, we're pulling here with the Cup Series. Tristan Reams has led every lap so far. We've had a slight contender here in Guido Piano, who's showing some strength. Being our 2022 truck champion, Guido Piano would love to start cementing his name here in the Cup Series. And I think they're trying to focus on, making these road courses the bread and butter for that program. Getting some good runs at the road courses are definitely going to help him get a good tally of points, whether that be in the overall championship scheme of things or even in just the rookie point standings. For the first time in the Sylvania Cup Series, we will be crowning a Rookie of the Year this season. Never before have we put any emphasis on rookies. Usually there would be newcomers and they would join the fray without much of a battle of their own. With the field being so heavy on rookies this year, we have a grand total of at least 14 full-time rookies attempting every race. We needed to create a Rookie of the Year program, and I think we're going to see a very fascinating battle all the way till the 48th race of the season between all these rookies. And the past couple weeks, we've noticed that the grizzled veterans have had their hands full with all these rookies trying to take points. And really, it's a mixed field. I mean, your rookies are doing pretty darn good, getting top 5s and top 10s, and they're pushing these veterans deeper in the running order. And so now we got rookies that are going to be title contenders, with some of the, hard long-standing veterans having their fair share of troubles so far. Wow, Monty Shangle still running 36th. Liz Shangle right in front of him in 35th. And so now we've had a 23-lap green flag run here after the initial caution that came out on lap 3. It really is a fascinating field at the front, where we've got Atlee Weiss in 10th, Greg Forian in 9th, Jacob Shangle in 8th, Tyler Shangle in 7th, Will Power in 6th, Louis Trost in 5th, Howard Schuler in 4th, Guido Piano in 3rd, John Roman in 2nd, and our leader, Tristan Reams. We've got to be eking ever closer to green flag pit stops here in this long green flag run. Guido's going to try to make a pass here going into turn 1. Peeks on the inside of John Roman, and he's going to complete the pass with ease, as this will give Guido Piano open track to try and chase down the leader. I feel like every road course needs that one passing zone that this track definitely has. That long front straight that turns into the first turn, that is the do or die, make or break area on the track that makes the huge difference. And not a lot of road courses have quite that spot where everyone can make a pass. Usually road courses are so hard to pass on. I mean, just look at Monaco. You'll basically run where you qualified. As John Roman's coming down pit road, our green flag pit stops are underway. First driver coming down pit road early may be an advantage for him. We'll see how this all shakes out. But back on that topic, like Monaco, for example, you would basically finish right where you qualified. The allure of a track like that comes down to the ability for the driver to finish the race without wrecking, because you have to be so precise and pinpoint for the entirety of that event. And even if you make a bobble or a mistake, usually it means your day is over, because there's no runoff, there's no room to make an error. Usually you'll damage your car and lose where you were running. And with that, it seems like the best opportunity would be somewhere in the middle. You know, you don't want a super speedway of a road course where they're passing every lap, but you don't exactly want a racetrack where no one can pass either. Tristan Reams down pit road now, and Guido Piano just barely missed his opportunity to get a lead lap points there. As on pit road, Tristan Reams still led that lap. These folks that are staying out longer may be able to stretch it a little bit longer. If any indicator of where they're pitting now, they're probably going to have to pit again at lap 60 of 82. No one pitted under the initial caution that came at lap 3. And we've been 27 laps strong without a caution since then. So Guido Piano has the temporary lead right now, but he'll probably pass it over, as he's going to likely pit this time by. Guido's going to stay out another lap. This could be interesting. The varying strategy here, even if he were to get a caution somewhere along the way, it's really going to affect how this race may play out. Guido Piano with lead lap points this time by. Pictured in second there is Will Power, and then Jacob Schenkel in third. Greg Forian in fourth. Yeah, we're on pace for this to be just around 2 hours in length at how fast everyone's running. When everyone makes their pit stop here and gets fresh tires, it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I imagine Guido Piano is actually going to lose a lot of time to the past leader of Tristan Reams since he stayed out on old tires. He gave up so much time, probably to the tune of about 2 seconds a lap, and that's going to be advantage Tristan Reams by about 6 seconds on the lead. But even then, there's still drivers staying out and not pitting yet. Tristan Reams ain't going to shuffle back to the lead for quite some time. Greg Forian sticks it out another lap. Bob Leader, Roger Lutz, Cam Jordan, Scott Dixon, Kara Carl, Danny Lidowitz, Alexander Rossi, Alan Taylor, Mitchell Gobea, Ant Meeperson, Justin Roman, Austin Mullins. And this is how far back it is to the leader, or what will be the leader once everyone pits, of Tristan Reams. This is definitely not where Tristan Reams wants any kind of caution to occur. That would restack the field, reset the field, and erase any advantage that he has, likely to be about 8 to 12 seconds over whoever gets up to second. Because I'm willing to wager that Guido Piano is going to lose his second place with that longer stay on the pit strategy. There we go. Tristan Reams back with the lead as everyone has pitted. It's going to take another lap to cycle to see just how big of a lead that is. Looks like Howard Schuler in second. And Guido Piano not too far behind. He didn't lose all that much momentum. That car's fast enough with fresh tires. I can only imagine he's probably going to get back up to second. His teammate Rossi put up a clinic at Brands Hatch, and how fitting would that be if Reams did the same thing for Arrow McLaren, putting on a clinic here at Kyalami. Both tracks which have been in F1 history. Arrow McLaren coming into the Cup Series from their, F1 program. Seems like they've got pretty good equipment for these road courses, and it helps having that, F1 knowledge too, bringing it to the Cup Series. 10-second lead Tristan Reams has over Howard Schuler. And Howard Schuler actually ran his fastest lap that time by. Good for 6th overall in the fast lap times. Still running in 5th is Louis Trost. 6th is Tyler Shangle. 7th is Will Power. 8th is Jacob Shangle. 9th, Greg Forian. And 10th, Kellen Relic. He catapulted from top 15 to top 10 in the span of those green flag pit stops. So perhaps his strategy is going to gain him some more spots each time. Atlee Weiss on the flip side had lost 3 spots, dropping from top 10 now to the top 15. And Tim Cording cracking his way into the top 15 for the first time today. This pushes Tyler Aspinall out into 17th. Well, you can't count Monty Shangle out, as he's already made up 8 spots in the span of that round of pit stops. If he can make up 8 spots on the next pit stop, he'd be into the top 20, which would be a great improvement from 36th, where he was mired way back earlier. Still have not seen any more cautions since that one on lap 3. We're now 32 laps strong on this green flag run. The lead still staying relatively close to about 10 seconds for Tristan Reams. Howard Schuler in second. He's kind of separating himself from third and fourth behind him. Yeah, as the lead's 10 seconds now, 10.08. I don't think I've seen a road course race this lopsided in a long time. Guido's got a run here, and I imagine he might try to make a move going into turn 1. Way tight onto the back bumper of the 53. Still staying behind him. Now he's going to have to recalculate and try to make another charge here. Potentially get by that 53 car. The only thing I can see that Tristan Reams is doing wrong is the fact that he's so far out there on such a huge lead. He's burning more gas than the rest of the field. And we saw that firsthand where he was one of the first come down pit road. At least one of the first few. There was a couple that came before him, but there's no reason to have a 10-second lead on the whole field. You're just burning more gas, and you'll be putting yourself in a vicarious position if pit strategies were somehow able to catch up and erase that 10-second deficit. See, a lot of these drivers, they want to try to push it and make it with one less stop if possible. It's definitely very hard to push, the boundaries of that gas tank, but if someone is able to stretch it just that much further, they can come down for a gas and go and take no tires, come back out with about 10 laps to go, and all they've got to do is survive and hold on and hope that they don't get caught by the aid of Tristan Reams. But regardless, that's the mission that Tristan Reams is on, and obviously wants to go full throttle for the full race and let the cards fall as they may. It's always nice to see a driver given 110%. That just means they want it that much more than the next guy. Louis Trost now looking to try and make a pass here on Guido Piano, as our battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th heats up. Guido made a little bit of a mistake there as he almost got into the grass, driving it a little too wide. Looks like Louis Trost is going to try to capitalize on this as he's right up on the rear bumper of that 37 BMW. However, the ebb and flow of this race always seems to accordion back and forth as Louis Trost is dropped back a little bit. Guido Piano continues to hound that back bumper of the 53 car and might have miscalculated another opportunity to get the right speed here. Man, it's just, it's tight. Those two cars are very similarly set up. And Guido gives it everything he's got going into turn one. And just John Roman is keeping it pegged just as deep as he is. Shoot, we're already past halfway in this race. 55 minutes along. Lap 42 of 82. If it continues to stay green, we'll likely see green flag pit stops again on lap 60. Some drivers might be able to stretch it to lap 70. But even then, I don't think there's going to be much advantage to be had to try and even catch the 8 of Tristan Reams. Here we go. Looks like Guido might actually have the charge here now as he's on the inside of the 53. He's going to brake late and take the position away, as now Louis Trost might be able to capitalize as well. Louis Trost on the inside. Now he's going to be stuck on the outside of this turn. Getting a little bit of drafting help there from Tyler Shangle. Ooh, and he's going to be on the inside line going into this turn. So give Louis Trost an opportunity. And he's going to take it. So Trost now up to 4th. Guido Piano up to 3rd. Howard Schuler still running 2nd. And Tristan Reams out there by 10 seconds. Seems like the lead is kind of plateaued as Tristan Reams ain't turning near as fast as laps as he's been turning. With that lap turned, he's going to maintain a still exactly the same, roughly a 10.10 second lead over Howard Schuler. But now give Guido Piano a little bit of open track, and maybe he's going to try to close in on the leaders again. Great run for Louis Trost, who qualified 4th and is now running 4th again. Ooh, and after they made the pass, what happened to... Wow, John Roman lost a couple spots. How did we miss that one? He must have simply got stuck on the high side with very little room to get back on the inside. Yeah, there we go. Tyler Shangle, Greg Forian, and now the 64 car. Wow, he lost more spots. '53 must be running out of tire tread on that car. Nifty. The 64 actually made the pass happen in the S's here. An interesting passing zone that I have not seen be a factor yet, but the 64 proved it can be done. Okay, we're 1 hour into the race, so it's time to pause as we hold for station identification, like they would say on a radio. And we're back and going to your regular scheduled programming. Great run for Louis Trost and Guido Piano both. Guido has been able to maintain his deficit. Looks like even Howard Schuler whittling away at that lead from Tristan Reams. He had a top 5 run going and suffers a blown engine. Seriously, I can't even fathom how bad. That's just the worst type of luck that a driver can have, you know, getting a good run going, top 5, and then a blown engine takes him out of the race here. He's going to be our first retirement of the day, and probably going to be a 42nd finish. All man, that one's a hard one to swallow because you had a great run going and then you had a blown engine. And now we got pit stops happening. The number 45 team is in disarray right now as they had a good finish pulling from their grasp, and team obviously is going to take a couple days to recover from such a devastating blow. They'll be able to recover, come back stronger, and we've seen the problems with the Tyler Aspinall racing crew. Tyler Aspinall's blown up in the lead before. The Chevys, Tyler Aspinall, the TAR Chevys, they seem to be pushing them just to the brink of blowing up every week. And, I mean, it's given them opportunities to run up front and get some good finishes. I wouldn't change a thing. I would keep trying to push it as hard as you can, because in a field as tight as, this field that we've got here in the Sylvania Cup Series, you just got to have that, breakthrough moment and try to level the playing field for the rest of that team and whatnot. If you're not blowing up trying to win the race, you're not trying hard enough. And they're definitely putting every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into making those cars go. They'll start to nail down the weak points in their program and get it polished and better to go each and every time that they have a failure like this. So, sadly, dead last for Louis Trost, but Tyler Aspinall is still out there running, currently in 14th, so perhaps the boss man can bring home a decent finish for the team. And that could always be a factor to our leader, too. Guys back in second and third could inherit a win if Tristan Reams has a mechanical failure. We're down to 30 laps to go, and with 30 laps to go, if anyone makes a pit stop now, they'll be able to make it to the finish. Certainly you'll want to wait a couple more laps so you're not pushing the envelope if we do happen to get a green-white checkers. So these guys are going to want to run this tank as far as they can to pit as late as they can. There's no reason to pit this early and run yourself out of gas on the second green-white checkered attempt. One thing is for certain, though, it doesn't look like we're going to have any potential for a green-white checker, as the field is so spread out. Very little opportunity for someone to actually wreck or make a mistake that'll cause a caution. If we go through the field from the back, all the lap traffic that he's closing in on, I guess there is a few spots on track that are a little bit heavily populated. This, for example, being potential hazard for a wreck. So it can still happen. There's, still a lot of racing to go here. So Chevy currently leads the way, followed by a Ford, a BMW, 2 Dodges, and then another pair of Fords behind them. There is scuttlebutt that we could see an Audi in the Cup Series before the end of the season. Brian DeBlanc had a great race here just a couple days ago in his Audi in the Sylvania Busch Light. And the outcome was a 3rd place here at Kyalami. And with that 3rd place finish, they're giving Audi a lot of pleasant support, and backing could be on its way to have Audi working its way up into the Cup Series. We're going to start having more opportunities for team owners to start putting together their own teams in the series. Going on towards 2024, we'll have teams that are up for sale, and basically if people have the earnings, they can look towards fielding certain teams, but it's going to be first come first serve, and likely we'll have bidding wars, and those bidding wars could get interesting. Not sure how we're going to function, or we're going to shape those bidding wars, but if anything, we might make it so that each driver's racing for it each week to try and earn the charter or the team rights to a certain team. Basically, let it ride. But also, we might very well just have, a single interested investor, and with no competition, that investor will be able to buy themselves a team without any competition. So it just depends. We'll have to see how many people are interested in purchasing a team for next year, or even towards the second half of this year. Seems that Howard Schuler is losing the pace that he was running. His 8-second deficit has now grown to a 12-second deficit over Tristan Reams. And Guido Piano and Tyler Shangle are right there on his back bumper. As I was saying earlier, green flag pit stops are likely to come around lap 60, and we're only 4 laps away from that. We've been caution-free since lap 3, so it's been a long 50-lap run without any caution. Tyler Shangle's peeking out inside of Guido Piano here. Looks like he's going to make that pass. And Greg Forian as well, trying to execute the move for position and put the number 69 side by side there. Guido's going to fight it off and hold on to that position at least. I'm really amazed that we've been able to put on such a long green flag run. When we got that caution on lap 3, I was afraid it's going to be a wreck fest. The way they were running and wrecking that early was almost a sure sign indicator that we weren't going to see any long green flag runs, and here we are rolling into our second set of green flag pit stops. So we've been running long enough that these guys are having to pit yet again. We just saw as Greg Forian went down pit road. The 59 of Howard Schuler. Then you got Tyler Shangle and Guido Piano. Tristan Reams still out front leading. Reamsy, he had a decent season in 2022. Split between Trucks and Busch. He got to see victory lane in Busch and Trucks both. Today, if he pulls this off, could mark the first ever driver to win in all 3 series of racing, since the Busch and Trucks have only been around for 1 year. It's very new in infancy. But he would also be the first rookie this year to potentially find his way into victory lane. But he's still got to finish these last 20 laps without having a mechanical failure or anything else. Guido's having a fight with lap traffic here, and this is going to slow it up, the pace a little bit. This also puts him in a precarious position. If he's not careful, he could get in a wreck. Guido is one of the drivers that's likely going to push it later as far as he can to stretch the fuel mileage. Tristan Reams is down pit road now with 22 laps to go. Means he'll be good to go to the finish. And now it's just going to be whether or not we get a caution, or if anything else may stand out as a factor here. Tyler Shangle here with a potential lead. If he stays out another lap, may be able to get a lead lap. If I'm not mistaken, this should be... Tyler might be on a longer strategy just like Guido Piano, so he's probably going to stay out. Nope, he's going to pit this time by. So Guido Piano is definitely going to be one of the longer running strategy. Jacob Shangle up to second because of this. These drivers may be able to just do a gas and go on the last stop and gain momentum on the leader. Likely the only redeeming point from this longer stretch run for these two may be a caution. I don't imagine that this is the winning move unless helped out by a caution. So you almost, with 20 laps to go, you gotta take 4 fresh tires because you'll just be slower than a sitting duck out there. Plus, you've already put 30 some laps on these tires. There's no way you're gonna put another 20 laps on them. So even though in an ideal world this strategy would work out better with a gas and go, but you still gotta make to the finish without blowing a tire. So coming down pit road, and we're going to keep an eye on them to see whether they take tires. And tires they will take, all 4 of them. As you see there, Tristan Reams blown by as they're still sitting still on pit road. Will Power's going to inherit second for a little while. Greg Forian up to third. Guido Piano comes back out in fourth here. Jacob Shangle rejoins the field in eighth. So everyone's going to be able to run the rest of the race with what they've got now. And it's all up to chance, whether we get a caution or if anyone has mechanical failures that'll knock them out. So let's go ahead and go through the field and figure out just how everyone else is doing. Wow, Monty Shangle fell back to 36th. He'd worked his way up to 29th and now mired back to right about where he started. Al Bunch with a miserable run in 33rd. Lish Angle made an improvement up to 25th. John Roman lost a lot of traction, falling back to 22nd. Tyler Aspinall's held right about serve where he was running this whole race in the top 15 there. Alexander Rossi in front of him in 12th with a decent run. Bob Leader with an impressive run for the 33 Chevy. Tim Cording cracked into the top 10, so he's been moving up throughout the race and hasn't really fallen backwards. Kellen Relic in 9th. Even Atlee Weiss in 8th. That's a great improvement for him as well. Jacob Shangle in 7th, holding pretty accurate to where he's been all day. Howard Schuler in 6th. Guido Piano moved back up to 5th here. Tyler Shangle in 4th. Greg Forian up to 3rd, so really great run for him. As he's got Will Power in his sights, this could potentially turn into a fight for position before the end of the race. These two still 12 seconds back of the leader, Tristan Reams. And even when the checkered flag waves here today at Kyalami, we've got a double header this week, and it won't be much more than a day, and you'll see these guys racing at North Wilkesboro next for the Subway 396. 396 laps at the short track. It'll be our last Cup race in February, and we won't be back until March 2nd at Chicagoland. In the next couple races after that, we got another road course with St. Pete. You got an intermediate of Atlanta, then another road course of the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. So hoping to have all the earnings up as soon as possible. The overall results from this race and even the next race in a couple days will be up as soon as the broadcasts are finished when all possible. So it's crazy to think that we're almost all the way through February. It just seemed like New Year's a couple days ago, and now we're almost into March. Crazy. What's even crazier is the fact that this race has gone caution-free since lap 3. We've gone 67 green flag laps. And I don't know if there's going to be a caution with as few laps that we've got left. Tristan Reams is closed in on the 18 of Chadwick here. Chadwick is having a hard time here in Cup. This mostly today was due to a wreck that put him back here. But steep learning curve for that 18 team. His teammate Ewan What Army Ewan What Army is pretty far back. Oh, in 34th, so not much better. While you have such a large field of rookies, you're definitely going to have some of the rookies shining and some of the rookies struggling. Crazy that one of our past champions here and Aaron Rapp having as rough a day as he is. Tristan Reams might even catch him and put him a lap down if he ain't careful. This battle for second might very well be the only thing to watch in the closing laps here. I'll take that back. The battle for fourth might heat up as well. And just like we've seen in the Trucks and Busch, it seems like we've got select few that are heavy hitters. Well, road course ringers, as we've seen in Busch with Trevor Walker, and Trucks as well with Trevor Walker. Maybe the Cup Series road course ringers is going to be Errol McLaren. And each week we show up to one of these road courses, it's going to be one of those two drivers, the 7 or the 8, who's going to be one to look out for. It's amazing that it just so happened to flip-flop between the two teammates from Brands Hatch to now Kyalami, and Tristan Reams has been putting on a snooze fest here. Guido Piano still got to hold the fastest lap in the race, which is not good for anything but bragging rights. The fastest consecutive would definitely be Tristan Reams, as he's just driving away from the rest of the field. He's consistently fast, and 12-second lead is hard to come back from without any mistakes or mechanical failures. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. If something happens, these four could be battling all amongst each other. If Willpower and Greg Forian happen to catch a lap car at the wrong time, it could slow them up and give the other two behind them a chance to catch up. I think what's going to be most impressive at the end of the day here is seeing just how the points shake out. Monty Shangle giving up such a blank for a run here today. He's going to be giving back a lot of that points lead that he had. And I'm thinking Tyler Shangle here might be one of the lucky recipients of catching up to the points, the overall points lead. Tyler's in the top 5, so he would be one of the first to catch back up. Willpower as well, running in second here. He's going to have a great opportunity to close in on the points lead. Lap traffic of Chadwick. We'll see how they fare here. 77 and the 37 could definitely use a little bit of help from the lap traffic to catch up to these two. We only got 5 laps to go now. Anyone second on back is definitely hoping for a caution. Tristan Reams in the lead is praying that no caution comes out. This time by 4 laps to go. And any attempt at trying to beat Tristan Reams is looking to be futile at this point. Oh no, Greg Forian blowing up in third. This is the downside of such a long green flag run, that you're pushing these vehicles to the limit. And we're going to have to throw a caution here because there's oil down on track. Tristan Reams is going to have to prove that he's got the best car on one restart here. One final restart for all the marbles. With fuel down, oil down, we've got a very looks like Greg Forian is going to have to retire from the event after running third. Seems that being in the top 5 was a little bit of a curse today. We saw Louis Trost fall out running in 4th, and now we just saw Greg Forian fall out running in 3rd. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see just how well Tristan Reams has got it here in the final restart. The race should end under regulation at this setup here. We're going to get back to going on 81 of 82, and it'll give one opportunity to attempt to make it happen. Not likely to be any takers on pit road here. Will Power, just fresh off of his win at Daytona, would love to go back to back. He'll be starting alongside Tristan Reams on the restart here. All they're going to have to do is take the white flag to make this race official. If they are not able to take the white flag, we will have a green-white checkers to try and end this race under green. Reams has been the star of the show today. We've seen quite a bit of momentum for Will Power. Even Tim Cording has worked his way up to 10th, into the top 10. He's up to 9th now, due in part to Greg Forian blowing up. Atlee Weiss with a good run, Kellen Relic, Howard Schuler, Jacob Shangle, Guido Piano, Tyler Shangle, and Will Power. The lights on the pace car should go off this time by once they get to the section where they'll double file up. We should see the lap traffic start to shuffle to the back here soon too. Yep, lights are out. Lap traffic's gonna drop to the back. Well, lap traffic didn't drop too far to the back, as they weren't able to follow protocol there, and we're going to have kind of an old-fashioned restart with the lap traffic still in the fray. Your top 4, though, starting on the front, you got Will Power alongside Tristan Reams, Tyler Shangle, and Guido Piano. Then you've got a set of lap traffic in between to the next row with Jacob Shangle and Kellen Relic and Howard Schuler further behind that. One more restart is all Tristan Reams is going to have. Hopefully only one. We might get a caution here with all this lap traffic. You never know. Oh, Will Power has one hell of a start. 3 wide behind Will Power is Tristan Reams. Oh, he's going to have to squeeze it in tight here. Tristan Reams elbows his way through. Oh, and Guido Piano goes wide there. Guido's going to lose some spots. It looks like Tristan Reams settles back in with the lead. The big beneficiary from this last restart may very well be Jacob Schenkel, moving his way up to 4th there. Staying green so far. We're going to have to see if everyone can stay clean through this S-turn. Usually this will be about the time we see a caution as they go through the S's there. Still green. It's going to be white flag this time by for Tristan Reams, as there's not going to be much drama to take this race away. Tristan Reams leads over Will Power, Tyler Schenkel, Jacob Schenkel, and Guido Piano now driving it in to try and take his spot back that he lost. Wow, Atlee Weiss moving his way up to 6th. Tim Cording had a rough restart and cycled him back to 14th. And Will Power's just going to come up short here, as Tristan Reams definitely had the best car all day. Even with a late race restart, Reams proved that he had what it took to win here at Kyalami, as he's coming around the last turn to catch up to the final straight. Taking the dog leg here, and the finish line is in sight as the checkered flag is waving. Tristan Reams is your official first-time multi-winner across all 3 series of racing. He's had a win in the Truck Series, he's had a win in the Busch Series, and now he is officially a Cup winner here in the Sylvania Cup Series. Coming home in 2nd is Will Power. 3rd, Tyler Schenkel. 4th, Guido Piano. 5th, Jacob Schenkel. 6th, Atlee Weiss. 7th, Jimmy Johnson. 8th was Howard Schuler. 9th, Kellen Relic. 10th, Rick Quick. 11th, Bob Leader. 12th, Alan Taylor. 13th, Alexander Rossi. 14th, Tim Cording. 15th, Dalton Scott. And you're probably seeing the ticker up above with everyone else all the way to the back at the end of the field. This race finished in 1 hour and 50 minutes, so pretty speedy road course at 202 miles in length. We really did not see much drama for the lead all day, as Tristan Reams just threw down the gauntlet here. Arrow McLaren is a perfect 2 for 2 on road courses. And that's a wrap for our series here at Kyalami. in South Africa. Glad everyone could tune in and catch these races. Hope you guys enjoyed these earlier start times, giving you an opportunity to watch it throughout your day, maybe during a lunch break or waking up and watching it as soon as you wake up. I'm hoping these I'm trying to keep them accurate to the actual race date of time. So like these races were supposed to be day races, and any future night races will still kind of be broadcast at about 4:30, 7:30 Eastern kind of times. So with that, congratulations to Tristan Reams, and it was an exciting week of racing so far at Kyalami. Great road course for the series, great new addition. I am ecstatic and glad that we had, a different taste of racing in each one. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.